futon is my all-time favorite invention because it is a super shitty, uncomfortable couch that turns into a super shitty, uncomfortable bed without sacrificing any of the shittiness. It's an incredible feat of engineering. You like sit on the couch like, wow, this is really uncomfortable. It's like, try the bed. You're like, oh, wow, this is shitty. You find in life, when things are multifunctional like that, the bigger they are, the worse they are. You know, it's like, if my phone is a camera, that's good. If my couch is a bed, that's bad. If your pen is your laser, you're James Bond. If your car is your house, you're homeless. I will give a tip to every guy here. Once you graduate from college, you can never hook up with a girl on a futon again. Girls will hook up on a futon only when they're in college just because they have no other option. It would be like if you went to jail and while you were there had sex with other dudes. It's just not your first choice. Futons are not romantic. That's why you can't hook up with girls on them once you hit a certain age. And I know they're not romantic because it doesn't pass the French guy test. You just can't imagine a French guy using a futon. The most romantic guys in the world, I just can't imagine one coming home and being like, ah, mon chéri. The perfect ending to the perfect evening. Now help me pull this away from the wall. I pull the latch and our love bed has revealed itself. One of the slats is broken, but do not worry. I have duct taped it back. If you're wondering why I have such an amazing French accent, I know you're wondering that. I used to live in Europe for 2 years. I lived in Amsterdam. Sorry, I shouldn't have done it. Every time I say I lived in Amsterdam, like people cheer, they're like, oh yeah, dude, I know why you live there. I know why you lived in Amsterdam, but it's not what you think. I lived in Amsterdam because weed is legal there. Don't jump to conclusions. Speaking of weed, I read the fucking greatest story of all time about Northeastern. Every now and then, like, shit happens over the summer and you're like, why aren't we back at work? That is the fucking greatest story of all time. I read that every paragraph was better. A dude leaned out his window and yelled, hey, if you're looking for weed, my roommate's selling it. And he used the roommate's name. Then the cops go in, they see weed. The guys consent to a search. You know, if I consented to a search, I would only do that in one condition. There was nothing to find. They found a giant bag of weed, 8 smaller bags of weed, 100 clear plastic baggies, a T2 Triton digital scale, a fucking grinder, I don't even know what that is, but it means you're a drug dealer, a fucking bong, a vaporizer, and bottles of Malibu rum, SoCo, and Smirnoff Twist raspberry vodka. I'm sure they were pleading to the cops. Please don't say we had Smirnoff Twist raspberry vodka. Please leave that off. At least say there were girls here. Could you say we had a gun rather than Smirnoff? Just leave off Twist and raspberry. And then, as if there's not there was a pulley system. The greatest thing about the article I read said, authorities don't yet know what the pulley system was for. It was fucking for weed! God damn it! The best is these guys actually were pretty good drug dealers. They're better than the guys I knew in college. Fucking all this shit at digital scale. The only thing they didn't have was a marketing plan. They sorted all this shit out. It's like, now all we need to do is let people know we have weed. Well, I'll yell it out the window. Using our names. God damn it. Fantastic. So anyways, I lived in Amsterdam. Anybody here study abroad? Anybody go abroad? Yeah. 4 of you, fantastic. Where'd you go? Australia, what'd you study there? Yeah. What would you go study in Australia? Boomerang, maybe. Anybody else go, bro? Wow. You guys do not like people who go abroad. At my school, when people went abroad, and I did this when I came back from living in Amsterdam, people that come back from living abroad are always like, everybody hates them. Because they like always talk about how much sweeter it is abroad than being back home. And they're like just so insufferable. They're like, oh yeah, it's really hard for me to croissants now because you know I lived in Paris. Like, yeah, it's really hard for me to drink beer here because I was in Munich.